all lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I need to have another one of these.
Amen, amen.
Shit.
This is way over the edge. Like we it's not even over the edge. We died already.
This is beyond the event horizon. Like we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah, we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah.
Well, negotiations, right? Politics.
And we're out of time. So you.
Hey, y'all, gravity. Any day above ground, live it. Hope you had a fantastic start to your Sunday if you just started or halfway through it or you ended it. That's right. We went to go see the Superman movie, me and the wife. And as you can see by the title, it's a spoiler review. So if you didn't see it yet, that's your problem. We're going to have fun with this. And we're also going to have fun laughing at content creators who said the movie was trash. Because, of course, they had to be the first ones out there because they love putting up comic book stuff on their walls and putting up all this quote unquote knowledge they have of comic books. And then they don't even understand that the movie literally played out like a comic book. And we caught what they did. We caught what they did. But we'll discuss it. But before we do that, let's see who's in the building. Wild J, hello. Anthony Ruger Phillips, hello. Jerry Bedford, hello. SD Johnson, hello. Rokamuro, hello. Cosmo Fury, hello. Sybil, hello. And for those who haven't said GDS, hello. And for those who haven't said anything in the live chat or the comments, hello. But you know what we got to do? since we're going to be playing clips, we have to do the customary house cleaning.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purpose, such as criticism, commenting, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
All right, so we here. And typically what I do when I go to see these superhero movies, I try to wear a t-shirt that embodies what the movie is or the subject matter. In this case, Superman, but wifey told me not to go buy a new one. So I said, okay, we had to pull out this old relic that got rips in it, but I don't care. It's going to be retired after today. Shout out to the young bull, this new Superman. I like him. He gives me Kingdom Come vibes, pause, mixed with a little bit of pre-crisis. I like it. He acts fallible. It's not forced. To me, it's not forced. By the way, say hi to Kick and Rumble, because you guys are over there. The movie was enjoyable. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. And for those who said that the dog was the MVP, you're a damn lie. And I already knew it. Of course, you would pick a character that is colored white to say that they were the MVP. You coons, you. You absolute coons. And I can't believe it. I enjoyed Crypto. Crypto was hilarious. He is exactly what a dog with powers is supposed to be. Somebody that does not listen. They are aware of themselves. If your answer was not this man right here, again, you are a coon.
Oh, I don't like saying that. I don't like saying that. Oof.
They made this man sound like he was from the 70s, and I dug it. He acted like the smartest person in the room, which he is. Now, I didn't like the fact that they didn't have him interact with Luthor, but maybe they'll do that for the sequel. And his hair is not braided. For those who know, you know. No. TV show, yes. Movie, no. Most people don't even know about Mr. Terrific like that to warrant a movie. There's way too much lore in his history to justify a movie. That's something you got to flesh out. But anyway, I like the fact that, yes, Mr. Terrific was in this movie and he was the access. He was the brain. You didn't have to try to have Superman try to figure out everything. Hold on 1 second. All right. Next up. You know we got to talk about it. Hawk Girl. And I had her picture, but of course now it doesn't want to work. But, you know, figured as much. But we'll talk about Hawk Girl. Limited in scope. But, of course, she was the hard hitter, of course. Because every team needs a hard hitter. Funny you should mention that. They're thinking about giving them a spinoff. Him and Jimmy. So that might be on HBO Max. but we'll see. Hawk Girl. Shout out to her. Now, I know the fanboy is going to be running out there talking about why didn't you give her more? Or why did she look like that? They even got mad that they had a still shot of her and she was screaming. And I'm like, okay, you gave no context on why she was screaming. I go see the movie and we find out why she was screaming. She dropped that piece of shit white supremacist. I think that's why they didn't like her. I'm just saying. But for the limited line she got, she didn't bother me in the movie. And you've also established that there's going to be somewhat of a backstory with other heroes coming later. Pause. Next, the comic relief, because every movie needs one. Yes, they do. Shout out to the rookie. Shout out to him. Nathan Fillion, aka Guy Gardner. Now, I'm going to be picky. I am going to be picky. His hair should have been red. I'm going to be picky here. I'm sorry. Don't get mad at me. Argue with your mama. His hair should have been red. But I guess maybe it didn't translate on the screen. Yes, I already said I gave it an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I remember how they got mad when they saw the first trailer and he threw the ring and just covered the windows. They're like, is that all he can do? I'm like, you saw one trailer. Just like when y'all saw the poster when he was taking his boot off. Y'all said, what is this? This is woke. This is trash. I'm not going to go see it. And then you watch the movie and realize why he did that. Correct, GDS. He is an asshole. And that's the way we love Guy. We love him. That's why Batman always punches him in the nose. It is hilarious. The middle fingers were a nice touch. But I know what they're going to say. The fanboys of Marvel are going to say they stole that from Deadpool. Another thing they stole from Deadpool. Here we go. Kiss my ass. I think that was low-key a shot at Ryan Reynolds, but that's just me. Maybe they'll have him slip in the new series. He'll be a variant from the multiverse. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Whoever played Lois, very good. She reminds me of Margaret Kidder. Rest in peace. She wasn't annoying. And she did show that she is the daughter of a military. She's a military brat. So shout out to her for that. She was vulnerable when she needed to be, and she was an ass kicker when she needed to be, just like how they portrayed her for decades. The engineer was cool. Luthor's stooges were they were a little over the top, a little bit. Too much yes men. And I'm pissed off they didn't mention Mercy, but you know, we're not gonna go there. Luthor. Now, as I told my wife, anybody that comes after Jesse Eisenberg already starts out with a C. I have to give this Luthor an A-. I wanted him to be a little bit more sinister, but I get it. I think his trip to Belle Reve, I think it's going to set up the Suicide Squad, and he's going to run them. That's just what I think. That might start Legion of Doom. I'm just saying. They mentioned Dimensional Imp. I hope to God they don't do Mr. Mxyzptlk this early. I hope they don't. But this is Warner Brothers. They just want to throw everything out there. And I better not find out later that was Mxyzptlk because I'm going to be really pissed off. What?
There's something at the door. You haven't told me that.
Okay, that's wonderful. Bye-bye.
I was just going to
That's wonderful. Thank you. Yeah. She threw me off. Okay, we back. Yes, I better not find out that Dimensional Imp was Mxyzptlk. I better not find out. Well, we'll probably find out later. Anyway, let's just get into this. You jackasses that ran outside and said that the plot was all over the place, the plot sucked. You jackasses. We gotta address y'all because I swear you guys swear up and down and you know what's going on in this world when it comes to these comic book movies, and you wasn't in the trenches with us. These fools love talking about how they know anything about Superman, and they jumped on board with the New 52. They wasn't in the trenches with Post-Crisis, Infinite Crisis, World's End. You wasn't in them trenches. Y'all just found out Batman got his back broken by Bane because you watched The Dark Knight Rises. You wasn't in the trenches with John Paul Valley when he was Azrael. You wasn't there. Y'all probably think the Robin at that time was Tim Drake, which is true. Most of y'all, if I ask that question, you're going to tell me Dick Grayson or Jason Todd. You wasn't there with the real executioner Two-Face that was killing everybody. Y'all wasn't there for Justice League of America when Batman was basically running the show. You weren't there. And Alpha Centauri, you were not there. And you got the nerve to be critiquing comic book movies. Sit down. But let's get into this. I got a couple videos that we got to play while my lamb is cooking. These fools. Let's just get into it.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
We're going to start off with this joke. This CJ Axe Reborn. This joke. Or C-Jax Reborn, whatever his name is. He just screams, I only pick up popular comic books. Now, this is his review. Okay. If you want to call it that.
Y'all, James Gunn's Superman is an overrated mess of a movie, okay? Number one, the plot of this movie is garbage. I've broken down multiple plot holes in this film, but the bottom line is this movie is made for TikTok Riz generation people.
Kind of like you, because if you didn't get the plot of this movie, you're dumb. The plot of this movie was to set up Superman and Luthor. I don't know who needs to tell you this. That was basically the plot. Superman having to deal with Luthor and dealing with a world that knows him, but as they have done many times in the comic, Superman's image can be sullied at a moment's notice. And it makes people revert back to the fact that he is not of this world. So they don't know what he's capable of, as much of a symbol as he is. How did you not get that? But of course, you went and paid your money to go see this movie so you could put up content to talk about plot holes. Because that's what you went into the movie looking for.
Anyone with the attention span of a goldfish. You need scene after scene after scene, and you're not thinking about what's actually happening. Why in the world would Jor-El send Clark to Earth to conquer and spread his Kryptonian seed? We get no reasoning for that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. See what I mean? Sir, that was the point. He even said it in the movie multiple times. He never heard the second part. Let's help you, sir. Goku, whole nother universe, whole nother genre, was sent to Earth to conquer it. He fell and bumped his head and lost his memory. Now he don't do that no more. Funny. And there has been Superman stories where it specifically says Jor-El sent Kal to Earth to conquer it. I guess y'all didn't read Red Sun. I know Jor-El didn't send him there to do that, but if anything, you could loosely interpret it on there. Again, here's another thing since you don't want to acknowledge. This is a whole different universe. This could actually set up later him siding with, what's the name? With Zor-El in him. If they ever do get that far and they do a movie about that. But of course, we're not going to reference that and let people know that this has been done before. We're not going to do that. Okay. And now he has to deal with that going forward. Because people now are going to look at him and say, yeah, you might have saved the day, but you can turn on us at any time. Who knows? James Gunn might be secretly setting up Batman. Batman wanted to just kill him. But all right. Because you know what James Gunn's plan is from watching one movie. I bet you if I talked to him and I asked him what happened on Creature Commandos, he couldn't tell me.
We don't even get a reasoning as to why in the world would turn on him after 3+ years of saving them.
He literally said it in the goddamn movie. Oh my God. You see what I mean? They literally said it in the movie.
Why in the world would Jor-El send Clark to Earth to conquer and spread his Kryptonian seed? We get no reasoning for that.
He literally said it. Okay, fine.
Don't even get a reasoning.
He literally said it in the movie, but I know you didn't pay attention to that. You probably groaned at that part. And your loud ass groaning probably disturbed the people around you, but it helped your ears to close so you didn't hear why he said it. He literally said he wants you to rule that as a god. He literally said it. They're in the age of gods and monsters right now. Jesus. Superman is literally the embodiment of that. He's a god among the people, but he's also a monster now. But again, y'all didn't pick up on that. But all right.
as to why in the world would turn on him after 3+ years of saving them.
Because Luthor and his people decoded the rest of the message. But okay, continue.
Turn on him because of a news broadcast.
That's not, no, oh my God, a news broadcast, because that's why they turned on him. A news broadcast, not Luthor displaying the message in full to the whole world, which was actually, I like that part because he could have just played the last part. He got the whole thing and gave him the whole context. He low-key took shots. James Gunn low-key took shots at people that vote. He low-key did it. And I chuckled a little bit in the movie theater. I was like, shit. They had to bring politics in it, but that was kind of slick. You only listen to what you want to hear. You got to listen to the whole thing. That's why the whole world turned on him. They heard everything.
In the 300 years of metahumans, no metahuman showed up to stop this dude who's allegedly trying to conquer Earth.
He got there 30 years ago. And they were aware of him. How do you know they didn't try to stop him before they became cool? The DCAU did the same thing when they redid Flashpoint. And that the first movie came out, Justice League War. They literally fought Superman before they became cool. That's literally how the New 52 started. But okay, you got it.
Stupid. On top of that, how was the most powerful being in the universe, Superman, almost dying to nanotech?
Nigga. Oh my God. Has this man never read a comic book? Has he never watched a cartoon ever? Nanotech is literally the greatest villain of these comic books. Because they can bend, it's basically putting up the idea that man can control a machine and bend the machine to his will. So hold up, fam. I want y'all to understand something. This man literally is bitching about nanotech being used against Superman. But a nanotech suit from Iron Man is peak. They're sitting there kissing Kevin Costner's ass because he told them, no, don't come save me. They said that's peak cinema. Oh my God. They watched Black Panther fight Killmonger in Black Panther suits going past vibranium trains that were ripping their suits apart. That was cool. Superman getting engulfed by nanotech, that's not cool. He should have stopped that. Because Superman, in the history of his comic book, has never been stopped by technology.
That is embarrassing. And I've talked about other plot holes in other videos as well, but also the storytelling, the characters, they're all one-dimensional.
This motherfucker said every character is one-dimensional. How is Superman one-dimensional when he literally got turned on by people and he had to change his attitude? They literally turned on him. He showed up in Lois's play. He showed up at his place while there was a battle going on when he should be outside saving people. He didn't want to go outside. And his first thing before he left said, I might as well go turn myself in. Not to go save the city, just go turn myself in. When before that, he would have went outside and helped the Justice Gang. He missed that part. Luthor getting humbled near the end of the movie. You missed that part. Oh my God. Maybe it's the screenwriter in me. Maybe I'm just analyzing it, being overly critical of idiots like this. It might be that. Let me help you, sir. One-dimensional characters don't get on the big screen. If your character don't have two traits or they switch by the time the third act starts, you're not getting on that screen. They're not even going to read the rest of that. They're not even going to ask you for a second draft.
There is no story, there's no backstory, there's no explanation given for anything. Why does Lex have this deep, infuriating hatred for Clark? You don't.
He literally said it in the movie. He literally said it. And it's the same reason he gives in every comic book iteration of him. Superman is a threat. People are putting their hopes and prayers on something that is not of this world. How did you not get that? Continue.
Feel that. You don't feel the dynamic between him and Superman because it's not built, it's not earned. What is Lois Lane's story? Why does she love Clark? Why does Clark love her?
Sir, we're 3 years past when Superman showed up. 3 years. You have no. So you're telling me they should have started like they did in 1978. They should have started with them meeting and then progressively go through the movie while you're trying to get everything else in there. They should have done that. The movie was not about them.
What are the stories or the arcs of any of the Justice Gang members? Heck, what is Superman's arc? He
said, what's Superman's arc? He's literally about to explain it.
Starts off wanting to save people and do good. By the end of the movie, he wants to save people and do good. Nothing in his psyche has actually changed at all.
What the hell are you talking about? It literally changed. Oh my God. I don't even know how we gonna have to explain this one to this man. Nico, okay, I guess you missed it. You don't think Lex would have planned for him to use his X-ray vision? How do you know that the suit was not made of lead? And you writing it 4 times means nothing. Or 5 times, it means nothing. Okay, fine. He finds out that it's a clone. So what? What is he going to do after that? Does that change it? What's he supposed to do? Like, oh my God, there's a clone of me running around. Okay. That's the point. Why are you going to mention that the suit is lead? Oh my Lord. Let me help you, sir, because I write movies. You're not supposed to tell everything. Are you supposed to tell every aspect of Superman's life every time you do a movie or a TV show? No. If it's important to your overall story, then you mention it. That wasn't that important. What's important is you establish within the first 5 minutes that man is vulnerable. He told you why he was shocked to see it. Just like when he asked, that's how you got. That's why when he said, that's how you got into the fortress. Everybody assumed Luthor had the DNA when it was actually Ultraman. And if you're a comic book head, you should have already known that Ultraman is basically a clone of Superman. Or in the comic book, if you want to go to the comic book, he's from another Earth. But would you rather him said he was Bizarro? Would you rather that? Oh, Lord. What do you mean, General? Sir, Superman been around since 1939. You gonna tell me people don't know that he can't see through lead? You gonna tell me the people who go do x-rays with their doctors, they put on a lead vest on them? You're gonna tell me, oh, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. So now people don't have common sense. Okay, very good. Continue.
If he's doing the same exact thing with no changes. It's embarrassing. The pacing, the tone, every serious or good or emotional scene is undercut by humor, or it's undercut by the fact that we get into a next scene immediately afterwards, so you can never sit in any moments. It's a shame that a casting as good as David Cornsweet has to be saddled in a garbage movie.
The movie wasn't even garbage. You didn't like it because you, just like you told us, you didn't understand anything that was going on. You went in there thinking this was Henry Cavill and Man of Steel 2. That's what you went in there thinking.
But unfortunately, the people with the attention spans of goldfish who can't think while they're watching stuff are bots. So they're going to believe in hope, even though somehow Superman is so hopeful that the Justice Gang wasn't even going to help him until Lois Lane got involved and asked them to help Superman.
They literally told him that they couldn't side with him because, oh, Jesus, my God. She literally asked them for help, and they sat there and said no until Terrific left. Did they all go? No, only Terrific went because he was more interested in that portal. But okay.
This movie stinks, and you need to understand that and acknowledge it.
This is another Snyder idiot. Oh my God.
Y'all take.
Will Rollins said, typical James Gunn defocus, crass humor, and disrespects the character of Superman. Is this film a parody garbage? He's referring to the fight with Engineer and Ultraman, where Ultraman kicked him in the nuts and he fell to the ground. Yet, literally, they've done that multiple times in Superman comic books. But again, here we go. Here we go. Whatever you do after watching Superman, do not go home and immediately watch Man of Steel. It makes one of them look absolutely terrible. This is why I can't stand people like them. You're comparing two different visions. Let me help y'all. You compare two different visions, you're going to be disappointed every time. Just like people that didn't like Die Hard 2 because they were such fans of Die Hard 1, but they loved Die Hard 3 because it was the same people that wrote it and the same people that directed it. Imagine that. There's people that still love Richard Donner's version. They can't stand goddamn Snyder's version. They don't like this version. Imagine that. I don't even know if this is the same thing.
The world, like, splits in half, and obviously the big kaiju fight with the Justice Gang and Superman. But the question is, why is everyone standing around taking TikToks?
Okay, so we established in the movie that it's social media. When he did the interview with Lois and they were talking about social media, you're really about to ask in 2025 a Superman movie why people are standing around taking selfies and doing social media videos when they literally do that in the comics. This is what we're doing. They've literally tied plot points to social media. Deceased was literally putting a virus into the internet, and whoever saw it, they got infected with the virus. But you're complaining that social media somehow got up in a superhero movie. But we saw in Iron Man 2, he was taking selfies with people when he went to Congress. You saw social media in Avengers Endgame. Got it. Okay, Nico, how you supposed to show a lead mask? Explain this to us. Go ahead. Explain to us. Explain to us how you explain a lead mask. Tell me. Go ahead. Tell me what point in the movie X-ray vision was supposed to help move the plot along. So Superman had time to do X-ray vision when he was getting his ass kicked by Ultraman. He had time to do that. Sir, she already knew who he was. Or did you miss that part when he was talking to when she was talking to Guy Gardner? She already knew about the hypno glasses. Oh my God. Selfies are the reason why they figured out what Lex was doing. Social media. But all right, you're right. You're right. You got it.
Making tweets while we're actually seeing people get destroyed. There's hundreds of people in these buildings.
Did we not watch that? Did we not watch that in? Did they not have social media in the last Spider-Man movie? And the one before that? Did they not? When Avengers Infinity War started and Spider-Man got off the bus and swung away, did they not whip out their phones? What are we doing? So social media, that's one of the things that you hated about the movie. Okay, good. Continue.
In these buildings where in the daytime it's probably a work day. That's why there's so many cars and people around the city. And as all this destruction is happening, mayhem, they've got their phones out. Hey man, get in the vid, dude. Let's take a selfie.
Are you serious? He's not serious. How many times have we seen people take selfies at crash sites? Or people doing something stupid? Did we not just get on Jack Doherty last year for getting into that car accident and streaming instead of helping his friend out? This fool is really about to complain about people streaming and taking selfies when there's literally going on in the real world right now. Because they inserted into a movie.
What? What are we doing? It's a stupid setup to have Superman save these idiot people. You have kids walking around unchaperoned, people watching from buildings and looking at the news.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So now kids walking around unchaperoned in the daytime. Yeah, that's never happened in a comic book. Never. Okay. All right.
As a kaiju standing behind them destroying the city. It is embarrassing. And I may have to make a series about the plot points of this movie that make no sense, because another issue is when Superman is revealed to be the guy, sent here to conquer Earth and destroy the Earth, why in the world would people still be standing around him, taking videos of him and trying to get interviews and TikTok vids?
Are you serious?
That makes no sense. If you saw a news report and the guy who's 2 feet away from you is revealed to want to kill you, would you be trying to take a selfie with him? Ask yourself that question. It is embarrassing how stupid this movie is written. Like in Infinity.
Nico, did you even watch this movie? I swear you didn't watch this movie. You couldn't have. Oh my God. You go into that movie, you see him, Engineer, and Ultraman, the Hammer of Bovria, whatever the country was called, walking towards the fortress and it opening up for him. You would assume it was Lex figured out how to get in. Even the engineer asked, "How did you get in?" Boy.
War when Thanos sent the Dark Order to New York and we saw Strange and Tony and Peter fighting against them, were people trying to take selfies with them in the Dark Order during all the demolition, or were they running away? Come on. And obviously this brings up the question, all the hundreds of people who are in all these buildings that are toppling over each other and falling down, and we don't see Superman saving any of these people, so they probably all died.
Oh my God. So now we're going to talk about the old Power Ranger trope of hopefully these buildings were abandoned while they were fighting. Okay, let's play that game. So when they ripped open the city using the black hole, how many people died? Since we're going to do that, because everybody in the city did not get out in time. There was probably people still in them buildings. How come Superman didn't save them? Let me help y'all. When you see Superman on the screen, it's not the Superman in comic where they could take liberties. And even then, after post-crisis, they dumbed down his powers a lot. It's not like when you used to watch Super Friends or the Superpowers team, where he'd be flying everywhere and he'd get 100 motherfuckers and put them away and then give them a salute, give them a lesson, and then go back into the fight. Y'all are asking way too much of these movies.
But no one says anything. But in Man of Steel, when people are dying in buildings, it's a big problem. That's another bias double standard we'll talk about another time. But the writing...
This people, boy. Look at this one.
Yes. Are we just going to ignore that James Gunn's Superman is a liar and a fraud? In the final moments of the Superman movie, this kid right here was calling out for Superman to come down and save him. But guess what? Superman couldn't do it because he's so weak. He was getting his ass beat by Ultraman.
So he was supposed to leave Metropolis to go save this kid when he already told you he went to send his friends to do it, and risk bringing Ultraman to the border of the country, which y'all already yelled at him earlier in the movie for doing, which kind of shows growth because he actually listened to what Lois said. You wanted him to do that and have more collateral damage in a fight so he could protect this kid. Continue, sir.
This kid was calling out for his savior, his hope, his symbol of hope, and Superman failed him. James Gunn and David Cornsworth said that this Superman is a symbol of hope. He is hope, he is happy, and he's always going to be there to protect you and be your savior. But guess what? They lied.
I like the fact that he has Roman Reigns music in the background, though. Like, that's supposed to make it even better, but okay.
To this kid. And instead of this kid's cause being answered by Superman, Guy Gardner with the bowl cut shows up.
This you could just tell right now, fam. He just confirmed that he don't read these comic books. We're not talking about, oh Lord. Never mind. You got it. He never read a Green Lantern comic. He just confirmed it. There's a literal story in Green Lantern lore where people were calling out for a hero and Guy Gardner shows up and wins, and Guy Gardner became their favorite superhero. That's literally what he just did. But okay. Yeah, y'all missed that part.
Kid doesn't even know who he is. So why would this kid want Guy Gardner to show up? This basically is going to start a villain arc for this child.
And that might be low-key fire. He might go to Karak and start weapon dealing which might low-key cause Amertech to show up, sell them weapons, and they use it on their neighbors. And on the plane ride back, the general is sitting there and having his associate look out the window, and his associate feeling bad because he created those weapons. You know who I just said? Yeah, John Henry Irons, aka Steel. That's his origin story. That kid low-key may introduce Steel to the DCU. Let's see how it goes.
Going to have another incredible situation where someone who was disappointed by their idol just turns into Syndrome. This is what Superman is going to cause. Now
that might low-key be fire. He could be Toyman. That might be fire. What's wrong with a race swap Toyman? Instead of dolls and shit, he might have little jihadists. That might be fire.
Now this kid is going to go down a villain arc all because of Superman. He didn't want Guy Garner to show up and save him. He didn't even know who that was. He didn't.
Yeah, because Superman's never created his own enemies. All right. Okay.
Know who the Justice Gang was. He was calling out for his savior, Superman, to come down there and protect them. But guess what? Superman couldn't do it. Even in 3 years, Superman, in 3 years, he's been doing the job. He couldn't even beat Ultraman to come and save this kid. It is pitiful, man. Now,
okay, and if he would have beat Ultraman and saved this kid, y'all would have said that was some bullshit.
this kid is going to go down and remember every single day that Superman failed him, and he possibly could have died because Superman didn't care about his life.
Right. Superman kind of felt like being dropped into season 3, episode 17 of a TV show. You guys are insufferable. And then when they don't make stuff for you, then you start complaining. All right. Okay. You people make my head hurt. Shit. Imagine if Elo O'Brien showed up. Imagine if Vixen showed up. He get a taste of the brown sugar. Y'all are reading way too much into this movie. Damn, y'all can't even go. Movie 2 hours long. Y'all can't even go in and enjoy it. Okay. Let me show y'all how much I enjoyed the damn movie. Watch this.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in.
That's how much I enjoyed the damn movie. I got this. I bought this at the movie theater. One of them collectibles. $30. They said this was supposed to be a popcorn holder. I said, whatever. I care less. I got it for baby girl. Because she didn't get to go to the movie with us. Because wife said it was a little too mature for her. But I saw it. I said I want it. Because usually when these big superhero movie come out, I don't buy anything collectible. Because when I want to go, they ain't got nothing. Because everybody done bought it up already. So I said, okay, let me get this. And it was $30. She cussed me out for buying it. But whatever. I told her to eat her nachos and shut the hell up. No, I ain't selling that. But yeah, this, you buy it, they give you the big old tub of popcorn, and then you put the popcorn in it, and you eat it during the movie. I said I wasn't finna do that. And they give you this, Superman, and then you could change it to Crypto. Shout out to Crypto, little bastard. So I'm gonna let little girl use this for, I guess, a piggy bank. This will be like her third piggy bank. But that's how much I enjoyed it. I don't go into a superhero movie trying to figure out every little plot point is wrong. Hold on one second. They didn't even want to say nothing about the Peacemaker move that they did in there and how he's establishing the Peacemakers to replace the Raptors, which they got from All In. By the way, that was a great wrestling show yesterday. They didn't want to establish that. They didn't establish. Most of them missed the fact that Rick Flag is literally standing there. He's about to run the Suicide Squad. They missed that part. All right. They missed the low-key Batman reference they had in there. They missed that part. They want to worry about goddamn Superman and him not changing. All right. I don't know what to tell y'all, family. I enjoyed the movie. But okay. They didn't want to say nothing how they didn't make, like they did in BVS, they didn't make his mama the central point of the movie. They just said, okay, mom and pa, they old, they can't work. But what the hell? Nah, none of that. I hate them. Those are the type of folk that can't. This is why us in the fandom, for real, we don't want to listen to people like that. Then you got that pussy nerdrotic talking about, oh, that movie's not as bad. Man, if you don't shut the man. Look at this. Look what Tyrone wrote. Superman 2025 was stupid. How? No, Riley talking about this was a great movie. Look, Superman was not woke and a total disappointment. Listen, you can like the Snyderverse all you want. We're not saying you can't. But stop comparing it to this man's movie. These are the same fools that sitting there bring back the Snyderverse, but you fucks didn't go see Flash movie. You didn't go see Aquaman 2. Y'all railed on Wonder Woman 2 so much so they scrapped 3. And she was supposed to die in the third one. That's why they didn't do the Affleck movie with Deathstroke, because y'all sitting up there, y'all didn't support the movies. Everything got to be a critical dissection. Instead of just watching it and be like, okay, I liked it, I didn't like it. These fuckers went on Wednesday just to shit on the movie. These were the same fuckers who sat on there and watched people review bomb the movie, then got pissed off when they took the so-called critic scores out of it, the damn influencers, and the shit went up. It's okay. It's okay. Why didn't you have the Snyder suit? Because they didn't. He wanted to use a variation of Kingdom Come. What's the problem? Y'all just found out. Y'all just found out the Snyderverse symbol. Y'all just found it. But again, this is why I said these fuckers never read these comic books. Yeah, Tim Pool running outside talking about, oh, it's not woke. They killing him right now over that. Who cares? If he liked it, he liked it. Why are y'all letting other people tell you what to like a movie or not? Just because they're giving your opinion, okay, you go see it for yourself. Clear your mind and go in there as a fan and watch it. These are like the same fools who said, oh, I'm a white person. I went to go see Sinners. I didn't understand it. Well, no shit. That movie wasn't for you. There's certain elements in there you can't understand. Just like I can't go sit in front of a war movie and understand it. That ain't part of me. There's going to be things I'm not going to understand. There's going to be things that I'm not going to like. I'm not going to trash it just because off of that. I'm going to look at it as a totality. But y'all don't want to do that because you got idiots on there that are so low vibrational. If you say anything remotely positive, they're going to turn on you. So you've already showed that you have no integrity. And I'm talking to you too, Tyrone. You guys turn Superman into this being that can't be beat. And then I'm going to come back to you and tell you, guess what? Doomsday washed him how many times? Should I go pull up the comic book covers? Should I go do that? Yeah, we going to do it. That whole miniseries where they had Doomsday come back and he was cloned and all of them each went after the Superman family and washed all of them till they had to go get a variant of Doomsday that could actually talk to go help Superman defeat all the Doomsdays. How every time they hear Doomsday's name, they start shuddering. I have this comic, by the way. This comic was fire. These Doomsday clones went after all of them and washed every single one. And washed Connor, washed Supergirl, washed the Eradicator, washed Cyborg Superman. He was the only, Cyborg Superman was the only one that held his own. The only one. Look at this panel. Damn, they took it out. Motherfucker. Hold on. Look at this panel. Even Steel couldn't stop him. But all right, y'all got it. Y'all got it. Look. The Doomsday evolved to have steel skin to stop Steel. The only person that ever watched Doomsday convincingly was Superboy Prime. But I bet if you ask them now, they don't know. Sad. Doomsday washed Doomsday washed Darkseid. He had to go call up Superman. Go ahead, take it. Y'all gonna kill me. But again, these are the same people. Again, they don't read the comics. I swear to God, I'll test them right now. Bring any one of them to me. I will test them right now, and I want them to tell me 5 versions of Kryptonite and what they do. They couldn't do it. But they swear up and down they comic book fans. But anyway, I enjoyed the movie. That's all you should be caring about. I enjoyed the movie. Now, that's just my take. If you want to go see it, that's cool. If not, it's all good. But anyway, hopefully you learned something. If you did, I done my job. If not, I'll try to be better next time. I'm finna go back to cooking. I got my Japanese, what they call it. I think this is the Japanese thing that I got. They said it was going to take a month, so we'll do an unboxing later this week. Make sure you're here tomorrow morning where we discuss how MAGA hates women. Tuesday, we'll talk about the Democrats, how that's a cult. And like I said, later in the week, we'll do the unboxing and see what's in there. And we'll just vibe out. And if you're watching Evolution tonight, it's about to be fire. So support the women. Support the women. All In was great. Saturday night main event, not so much. But, you know, we'll see. But anyway, I'm out of here. Y'all take care. Stay safe. And you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence.
Time's up. But did we have a good time here? Hello?
Gotta get your groove on.
At the end of the day gotta end.
Was able to hit that. It looked like he was getting a standing ovation earlier on. RKO out of nowhere!
That's it.